Hi, this is Stacey Abbott with Corner House Realty. Welcome to another episode of Betcha Didn't Know. Today, I am with Alessandra, the founder of the Reisterstown Community Fridge, which is a really special thing going on here in Reisterstown, and she's going to tell us a little bit about how it got started and how she helps our community. Hi, Alessandra. Thanks for having us today.
Hi, Stacey. So I'm happy to have you here.
Oh, great. Yeah, tell us about this community fridge. It's really a great idea.
Sure. Well, thank you so much. Back in April, I decided that, you know what, there's a lot going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
And I just needed to find something to do to kind of have an outlet for my existential anxiety that I was experiencing. And I decided, you know what, there are community fridges that are cropping up all throughout the Baltimore area.
Okay.
And there had not been one that had been established in the Baltimore County area yet.
Hmm.
So I thought, why not? There is a network of other fridge site owners and
Okay.
thousands of volunteers. So I connected up with them, got a little information, started talking to our Reisterstown Facebook groups to
Okay.
just put out there what the idea was.
Right.
We started a GoFundMe,
Wow.
lots of community support.
Wow.
Went to Main Street board meeting. We went to Reisterstown improvement meetings. Again, just kind of like talking it up, making sure that there was no serious opposition to the idea of feeding
Right.
neighbors who are facing, just troubles with making their grocery budgets,
Right.
last for a week. So by July 5th, we got a wonderful donation from Lowe's.
Oh, wonderful.
And so they donated our fridge. It is the only fridge in the entire network of Baltimore that is actually graded for outdoor use. So we are very, very fortunate to not ever have to worry about when the temperatures get really high or really low, that something's going to happen to the compressor motor and then the food would go bad, because that would be a waste of food.
Exactly, exactly.
So,
So how do you get your food here at the community fridge? Where do you get most of your food from?
so it's a couple of different things. We have a bank of volunteers that are
Okay.
mostly all local neighbors
Mhm.
who have just committed themselves to making meals and then dropping them off, meals and sandwiches.
That's so nice.
It is. It's
really
wonderful.
nice.
It's a
Yeah.
little discouraging, though, to think that it is just such a small group of people that are
Right.
shouldering the financial burden
Right.
of helping to feed so many
Mhm.
neighbors, because we do go through anywhere from 30 to 40 meals a day.
Okay.
And so we are also working to find uh, businesses,
Okay.
restaurants, food service industry
Okay.
businesses that would be interested in working with us on what's called food rescue.
Food rescue. So if I was a local business restaurant, how would I get a hold of you? Or how would that work? How does that look?
So we have a Facebook page.
Okay.
So a lot of people kind of, reach out to us. So for example, the JCC
Okay.
and the Reister's daughter
Nice.
have reached out to us. Pearl Stone Retreat Center, which is all in
It
Reisterstown.
is. Yeah.
JCC's Owing Smells.
Mhm.
They have all reached out to us to say, hey, we would like to participate with some kind of, in-kind donation like
Right.
that. And so what we can do is we will either send a volunteer out to pick up a donation,
Okay.
or in the case of the Reister's daughter, because they live right around
Right.
the
They're right
corner,
there.
they
Yeah.
are just so sweet that they actually drop it off virtually every
Oh,
single day. Just
that's
some kind of like
wonderful.
little leftover at the end of the day. They
Right.
do all their fresh baked goods, so there's nothing wrong with the food. It's just that they don't sell their
They
day
don't sell it
old
that day.
the next day.
So ideally, it would be restaurants that have the food that's left over, or as a resident of Reisterstown, what are you looking for? What could I bring you here at the fridge?
So we are looking for any kinds of canned goods. Tuna is a very big thing. Canned
Okay.
chicken, hearty soups like progresso soups are
Okay.
really super important.
Good.
We have some folks who commit to just once a week. They drop off 3 dozen eggs and a few dairy products.
Okay.
Eggs are a hot commodity.
Yeah.
And so that is really wonderful. So we have a couple of different people who do that. Yogurt is super important.
Okay.
So people will just commit to saying, that's all I'm going to drop off. And that's great, because it might be a $5 commitment,
Right.
which, is doable for a lot of people.
Sure.
And, they come, they buy it, they bring it here. Other people like to just donate money.
Okay.
We
That's
have
true.
some wonderful volunteers who are excellent at helping us find bargains at all the different local grocery stores, so
Okay.
we can really
Really,
like make that dollar stretch
that's
for whatever
amazing.
we can do. We also have a partnership with a nonprofit. It's called Leftover Love.
Okay.
Their entire purpose is in just strictly food rescue. So anybody
Mm.
who follows us on Facebook knows that every Sunday is our fresh bread giveaway.
Oh,
And that
yeah.
is because Ovenbird Bakery, which is located in Baltimore City, they have
Right.
3 locations. They do it's kind of like the Reister's Daughter. It's
Right.
the end of the day, whatever has not sold
Sure.
is donated out to a community fridge or another kind of nonprofit.
Wow.
So
That's
some
so
weeks
nice.
we only get maybe like about a dozen loaves of bread. One week I think we got close to 60 loaves
Oh
of
my
bread.
goodness.
And in
That's
that event, we did
awesome.
actually open it up to the wider community
That's
because
nice.
we don't want to see any food
Right.
go to waste.
Right.
That is super, super important. So our first priority is always our neighbors that are facing
Hmm.
just struggles with their grocery budgets,
Yeah.
through no fault of their own. So it's a wonderful, beautiful way of just people. We call it mutual aid.
Yeah. It
The
really is.
Reisterstown Community Fridge is not charity.
Right.
And we try to help people understand that mutual aid is really about solidarity. It is about community building.
Mm.
It is about respect and dignity.
Hmm.
Nobody
Right.
wants to go hungry. I mean,
No.
people are working full-time jobs.
Right.
They're working multiple
I
jobs,
know.
and they're still not able to make ends meet. We are entirely volunteer run,
Right.
and we get no funding from anyone.
Okay.
So, we are happy to do this. We will continue to do it as
Hmm.
long as it's needed.
Right.
But we definitely need some help. That's why we're always looking for more restaurants and food partners who are interested in doing food rescue because we
Yeah.
are associated with Leftover Love as our nonprofit
Right.
sponsor. There's a federal law that provides full liability coverage to anybody who donates food in good faith
Okay.
to a food rescue.
No, that's great news that they allow that
Yes.
liability.
Yes, and there's a little bit of a misunderstanding, I think, within the community
Hmm.
with some of our local businesses who think that it's illegal to donate food to us,
Right.
and it actually is not.
Okay.
Because of the federal law, they are provided full liability
Hmm.
coverage if they go through Leftover Love, who would then just direct the donation directly to our fridge because we are local and because we are recruiting them specifically. Leftover Love helps to supply food to um, about 2 dozen community fridges as well as lots of other nonprofits,
Wow.
but almost all of their connections are in the city, which is why we get Ovenbird, and that's about all we get. We are very grateful, don't get me
Sounds
wrong,
really good though.
but we would love to see more local support out here.
Yes, hear that, our local businesses. We
So
really need your support here in Reisterstown. Follow Alessandra on the face. What is your Facebook page, by the way?
it is the Reisterstown Community Fridge,
Okay.
Period Pantry, and Little Free Library because we have all 3 here.
Tell me about your community pantry that you have along with the community fridge.
So the pantry is just a place where we have dry goods,
Okay.
canned goods, and so people can drop off items 24/7. People can stop by
Really?
24/7, and they can get whatever it is that they need. They can pull out some of our bins. This one tends to be our pasta bin,
Okay.
and there are beans, and there's pastas in there. You can kind of go through and see what kind of like soup that you might like. Sometimes we'll have peanut butter and jelly in there.
Okay.
You'll never know what you'll find, So the fridge is available 24/7,
Okay.
as is the pantry.
Okay.
We do have people who come late at night. It's okay. We are
okay.
fine with that.
Yeah.
We recognize that people work different shifts.
Mhm.
We recognize that not everybody wants to be seen stopping by during
Sure.
the day. Again, we really are all about respect and dignity,
Mhm.
and whatever works for a family's schedule it works for us, and we're happy to have them stop by
Wow.
and just get what they need.
That's wonderful. So if you're thinking about donating anything, you just pop by here and drop it off in the fridge, which is underneath your carport, just
Yes.
underneath the carport here, and also right here at the pantry. And your address where we can drop everything off.
It's 303 Shirley Manor Road in Reisterstown. So
Okay.
we are just 2 houses up from the intersection with Glendon Drive because there
Yeah.
are 2 Shirley
There are
Manors.
two. I know there are 2 Shirley Manors.
So if you just come down from Main Street, you go past the post office,
Okay.
where the first stop sign, you make a turn, and then here we are.
It's very centrally located, and it's
It
a
is.
very easy street. It's no traffic on this part of Shirley Manor Road, so it's a very in and out, easy for everybody to either donate or to pick up.
Yes. So just a reminder, what we say is, take what you need for the day, enjoy your food at home,
Okay.
come back later in the week. Unfortunately, we cannot provide families with weekly groceries or
I see.
even daily meals.
Hmm.
And so, it might look like there's a lot and it might be tempting to take many, many things
Right.
to last a number of days. But we have so many people who are
Right.
stopping by every day that we stock it every morning.
Okay.
Sometimes we will restock in the afternoon. We ask people to be mindful, and folks have been really, really good about doing that.
That's great.
And just, again, just focusing on taking what we need for the day. When it comes to the meals, we recognize different families have different number of people.
Right.
So if you have 5 people in the family, we totally expect you to take 5 meals.
Right.
And if that means that there are no meals left in the fridge at the end, we're actually okay with that.
Okay. Good.
Because we don't want a mother to have to go home or a father to go home and say, okay, you and you get to eat tonight, but I'm sorry, you don't have
Right.
anything. That's not what we want to do.
Right. Yeah.
If we don't have any meals, they might have to do that. But, we recognize that, again, you take what you need, and that might be more for some families than others.
Right.
And we don't judge that.
No.
We just ask for the honor system. And like I said, people have been really doing a great job of
That's amazing.
doing that. We also have our period pantry down there. So right now you can see I've have to do some restocking here, but we have menstrual products, we have tampons down here. We are all about not period shaming anybody.
Oh, of course.
We recognize that people of all types will come with a need for this. So we ask folks to just kind of take what you need for this particular cycle. That might be around 25, 30 products. We have paper bags that they can mix and match,
right.
because you know what you need for your body and your needs,
Right,
and that's
exactly.
not for me to tell anybody.
Exactly.
We also have poise pads
Oh,
for our older fridge patrons.
Mhm.
So we don't actually keep these out here, but if somebody would like to send me a message and say, I'd like to stop by, I need a package,
Okay.
then absolutely, we are so happy to provide that. We actually got a little bit of funding to be able to buy
Oh,
these,
nice.
to hand them out. So we do that. We just don't have them here because it's just a lot of space.
Sure. So at the end of every Betcha Didn't Know episode, we like to hear Betcha Didn't Know. So tell us something we don't know.
Bet you didn't know that I actually started doing food rescue work back in 1992.
Wow.
When I was fresh out of college. I was
Wow.
21 years
Oh
old.
my gosh.
And I was living outside of Pennsylvania. And this was actually, I believe, right before or right as the laws were being passed to be able to make food rescue something that was legal.
Okay.
And so what we did was we worked with businesses like McDonald's and Wendy's,
Okay.
and did a lot of fast food pickups to
Wow.
be able to direct that food to the different kinds of food pantries at the
Oh my
time.
gosh.
So this is something that has
I was
been a
going to
part of
say,
my
this
life.
is a passion for you,
It
for
is.
sure.
It is. So that was well over 30 years ago.
Oh my gosh. This is wonderful.
And yeah, and it is. Also part of my Quaker roots.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Quakers have a very long history of feeding projects that date back to
That's
World War
so
One, World
interesting.
War II. They actually won a
Yeah.
Nobel Peace Prize for that. So, I come at this from a lot of different angles for why we do it.
That's
And
amazing.
how we have learned what are some good best practices. We're going to keep making mistakes as we keep moving forward.
Of course.
But we are open to feedback. We are open to, new partnerships. We are open to just embracing the community and actually spreading joy. And, it might not be fun to walk in here thinking,
Right.
oh my God, I have to go ask for food. But we want you to walk away with a smile on your face and knowing that you have a new friend.
This is wonderful. I bet you all didn't know this even existed here in Reisterstown. And I also want to tell you something. We have a free library too here, along with the pantry and the fridge. Tell me a little bit about your free library.
Oh, well, it needs a paint job. We can see that. Back
cute.
in 2017 or 2018, I decided that I wanted a little free library, and I posted it on the Reisterstown page.
Great.
Thank you. And And I said, oh, who wants to build me one? And a neighbor stepped up and said, I'll do that for you. And then they
really
delivered
cute.
it. And I said, oh no, how do I get it into the ground? And another neighbor said,
Look
I'll
at the
send my husband over
community.
and
Oh
put it
my
up for you.
God. What a great community.
And so, yeah, it's been wonderful. It gets a lot more traffic now than it did in the past. So it makes us very, very happy.
That's awesome.
We try to make sure that there are books for adults and children.
Gosh.
And, you know, everything is stamped not for resale.
Yeah.
So that way, you know, it continues to just really maintain the whole idea of the mutual aid. And we're just doing it for joy.
Wow. This is just wonderful. Please stop by here. See Alessandra, pop in, drop off some food, drop off some canned goods, some feminine products if you have any, and even some books. And feel free to take some if you need them as well. Thank you so much. And our local businesses, please reach out to Alessandra on her Facebook page, and volunteers as well could really use your help. And thank you so much for helping out our community. It's really beautiful.
It's our pleasure. It is the community coming together. We just host it.
Oh, thank you guys. Have a great day. Bye.